I saw some legs on the other side of the open refrigerator door. I said, Diego? The refrigerator door slammed shut. In front of me stood a woman wearing nothing but Diego's shirt.
Welcome back to Story in 5 Pages. If you're new here, this segment is called Ask Storyinfive. It's where we, certified life coaches, offer potential solutions to some of life's everyday problems. Today's dilemma is called Carmen Overload.
I have been with my boyfriend for about 10 years. We are both from Mexico, but I'm from a state that has more African roots, so I am black, but he looks white. When we first began dating, we each had our own place, and we spent equal amounts of time at each place. And I have 2 children from a previous marriage that live with me. Over the course of our relationship, there have been 3 separate instances when I felt he had been cheating on me.
Ladies and fellas too, trust that intuition.
I've had what I consider to be bizarre encounters with other women who say that they are involved with him. Of course, I don't want to believe it, but there is a curious factor that makes me think there is some truth in what they're saying. The weird thing, we all have the same name, Carmen.
Whoa!
The first instance presented itself after we had been together 2 years, when we still had our separate places, and a woman lived in a state 3,000 miles away called my boyfriend's cell phone. He was busy at the moment, so I answered. She said, yeah, this is Carmen. Who are you? I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone for a minute. I answered, I'm Carmen, Diego's girlfriend. She laughed loud and long. Oh, you are the little monkey he told me about.
Oh, see, no.
I was shocked. I said, he hasn't mentioned you. As if dismissing me, she said, tell Diego he's late on sending my money this month. With that, she hung up. And just as the phone disconnected, Diego came out of the other room. I asked him about Carmen, who wasn't me. He said she was the fiance of his best friend who had gotten shot in a drive-by. And the last words his friend said to him before he died was that he'd take care of Carmen.
Carmen can take care of Carmen if Carmen can call people money.
He said she meant nothing to him romantically. That sounded easy enough to believe, so I pushed any further questions out of my mind until the next day, the other Carmen sent a picture of me to my cell phone. Not Diego's, with a monkey emoji attached. I questioned Diego again. He told me to just ignore her and showed me he was blocking her from his phone. He told me he had deleted all photos of her from his phone.
But why were there photos of her to begin with?
And he allowed me to go through the phone to see there weren't any pictures of her. Well, there weren't any pictures of anyone, not even me.
I don't know. There had to be some pictures at some point, because how did Carmen.5 get your picture and your number to send it to you? Somebody's playing a nasty game.
That was well and good and satisfied me for the moment.
Girl.
He suggested that we move in together so that he could prove to me that he wasn't interested in any other women. I told him to let me think about it. He said that if I didn't want to move in with him, we should exchange keys so that I could enter his place whenever I wanted and vice versa. He could do the same. I felt good about that arrangement, so I agreed.
Because with what has happened, just those few things that have happened, I couldn't trust him. That seems like a setup to do harm.
No, everything went smoothly until 3 years later. I got an unexpected shock.
The shock should be expected. It should be expected at this point.
My children were spending the weekend at my ex-husband's house, so I thought I would surprise Diego with a romantic evening. I dolled myself up and went over to his place. I let myself in with the key that he gave me. I saw some legs on the other side of the open refrigerator door. I said, Diego? The refrigerator door slammed shut. In front of me stood a woman wearing nothing but Diego's shirt. She was visibly shaken. She asked, Who are you? I said, I'm the one that has a key to this place to come and go as I please. The question is, who are you?
Oh.
She looked towards the back of the apartment and called for Diego. Diego! Diego came running out butt naked.
Oh my goodness.
He stopped dead in his tracks when he saw me.
Oh, he's caught.
He spoke to the other woman out of the corner of his mouth. Carmen, get something. Go away from me in the car.
Oh my goodness, not away from me
I
in the
couldn't
car.
believe my ears. Really, Diego? Another Carmen?
Okay, but it's the fact that it's a Carmen that bothers you? Or it's the fact that anybody was there and then he told her to go wait in the car? Or were you the Carmen to go wait in the car? Who's waiting in the car?
I turned around and walked out. I didn't talk to Diego for an entire month. He called me nonstop asking to let him explain. I didn't want to hear it. I had the locks to my door changed since he had a key. I didn't want him to be able to sneak up on me. So after that, the cooling off month, he called and asked if he could come and talk.
No.
I said sure, but he could not enter the house. We had to talk on the front porch. When he got there, he gave me the same old tired song and dance about not being romantically involved. I just listened. I didn't say a word. Finally, he asked if I had given any more thought to us moving in together.
Oh Lord, please let the answer be no.
I told him that that's the last thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
Then he surprised me. He said if I allowed him to move in with me, he would pay all of my bills and help with my children's college when they got old enough to attend. That's how we ended up under one roof.
Carmen.
Nearly 5 years had passed without me being aware of any more cheating. And that brings us to the present time. Diego was outside working on his car when his phone rang. I probably shouldn't have.
You should have.
I answered.
I'm glad you did.
Thinking that I might catch him and not having blocked the other Carmen like he showed me. The caller on the phone asked if she could speak to Diego. I asked, can I tell him who's calling? The caller said, no, it's private. I was shocked to say the least. I said, I'm Carmen, Diego's girlfriend. I can deliver the message to him. There was a long, silent pause. She said, my name is Carmen too. I'm supposed to be Diego's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
I was just with him last week. He never mentioned having 2 women, both named Carmen. It was starting to dawn on me. So, you are not the Carmen that lives out in California? The other Carmen spoke slowly. No. I live in New York. Is it possible that we are not talking about the same Diego? My Diego is about 5'5", fit and slim, and looks like a movie star.
Movie star or not? No.
I didn't know what to say, so I didn't say anything. Suddenly, a picture of Diego came up on his phone. It was a picture of him with another woman, and not the Carmen from California. I had never seen her before. I asked, is this you in the photo? She said, yes. We took this picture together last weekend when he came to visit me in New York.
Ooh. And what did Diego tell you before he left for that weekend? Where did you think he was while he was out gallivanting in New York?
Diego walked in the house while the other Carmen was still talking. He could tell something was wrong, just from the look on my face. I handed the phone to him. He saw the picture of him and Carmen. His eyes grew really big. He immediately hung up the phone.
He hung up the phone. The information is out now.
I asked, really, Diego? Another Carmen?
Carmen, what does it matter? I mean, maybe just another woman, period. We're hung up on that her name is Carmen. Oh my goodness.
Was she the fiance of another best friend that got killed in a drive-by who made you promise to take care of her?
Okay, get him. But why are you still asking questions? Leave that man alone, ma'am.
He simply walked out the door and we never talked about it again. Other than him trying to assure me that they were not romantically involved.
Ooh, Carmen, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this.
I didn't respond to him. I just started pulling all of his belongings out of the house, throwing them out on the lawn.
Yes.
He begged me not to act hastily.
We're past haste. Carmen 3 has stepped on the scene.
He promised that he would put a large sum of money in my bank account on top of what he's already doing.
Don't sell your soul.
If I would just allow him to stay. He has the money. I've seen his accounts. But I've had enough of the Carmen rods. I told him I would give him my answer in a month. Part of me wants to say yes, for the money, of course, and for my children's education, and I spend my own money on whatever I want. But part of me feels like accepting this new offer will take away any self-respect I have left. I know you can't tell me what to do. How about if you help guide me through how I should be viewing my situation and how whether to accept or decline might benefit or adversely affect my life? Thanks in advance for your advice.
Carmen, ya sabes. You already know what to do. You said it yourself. You have had enough of the rise. What good is the money if you are in constant emotional turmoil from his actions? You are 100% correct that you will be stripping yourself of any self-respect you have left if you take this money. It's interesting that you worded it as any self-respect I have left. I think you said it that way because you know you've already lost some by accepting this offer so many times before, despite having concrete, and I mean concrete, evidence that he's playing a game. It's weird. What is he gaining? Is it a control thing? The fact that he thinks he can throw money at a problem and still do what he wants? Why is he willing to pay so much just to live under your roof? Why does he choose women that have your name? Or was there a main Carmen and you are just another Carmenling like the other Carmens? Of course, one could say he chooses all women with the same name so that he never has to worry about slipping up and saying the wrong name, but still, what is his end game? You have to think about that because none of this makes sense. For lack of a better way of phrasing this, have you wondered or maybe even asked him, what is it about you that you appear to be the main Carmen that he's willing to go out of his way to make sure the relationship doesn't end when it's obvious he doesn't value the relationship? It can't be that he's with you for money because he's giving you his money. It's not love because he wouldn't be constantly cheating if he loved you. I'm just at a loss of understanding and I'm scared for you, honestly. Is he waiting for an insurance policy to mature? Do you two have policies on each other? I mean, what is it? Does he spend a lot of extra alone time with your kids? Not trying to suggest anything. I'm just trying to understand the persistence in spite of the disrespect. And like you said, I can't tell you what to do. The only thing I can do is say what I would do. Ultimately, I would kick him to the curb for 3 reasons. 1, to save my self-respect. You deserve better than this. 2, you'll be teaching your children that their morals and self-respect are for sale and they shouldn't be. I don't know if you have daughters, but you don't want your daughter to see this and think this is something that she should accept. And you also don't want your son to see this and think that this is how he should treat his partner in the future. 3rd, he's putting your kids and you in danger. He could give you an incurable STD, or one of the other women could snap and decide to get you out of the picture permanently, if you know what I mean. Also, Carmen, it would not be a bad idea if you were to maybe speak with a counselor so that you can begin to understand your self-worth and maybe attack any issues that might cause you to feel that this subpar treatment in a relationship is acceptable. Whatever you decide to do, be safe about it. Keep an eye on this man. He is a master manipulator with a hidden agenda. Well, listeners, this was another. Oh, thank you for sending your story in, Carmen. And I do want to clarify that when I might chuckle, I'm not laughing at your situation. It's the incredulousness of this man and how he thinks he can just, I don't know, because I don't know what he's doing. Listeners, what do you think our friend should do? How do you think she should view this situation? Have you ever experienced something similar? Please leave your experience and advice in the comments. As always, be nice. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our channel. We have plenty more like this, and we have an inbox full of stories waiting to record. And if you have a story you want to share, or if you need advice, then go ahead and send yours in, add to the list. We appreciate you, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.